Hey guys, and welcome back to another review of Doctor Who, Series 11, Episode 4, Arachnids in the UK. It was okay. I'm really not blown away with this series so far. I brought up the plot so that I don't have to remember it from heart. So I just kind of brought it in. I'm really sorry about this. This whole, if not, I can't see crap without them. So unfortunately, I have to deal with the glare of. But I'm going to read the plot, and then kind of talk about my feelings. Alright, so having returned to Sheffield, the Doctor meets with Yasmin's family alongside Ryan, whilst Graham returns home. After Yasmin heads off to meet with her mother, the Doctor and Ryan encounter Dr. Jane McIntyre, a specialist in spiders, trying to find out what happened to a colleague living next door. Gaining entry, the group find McIntyre's colleague was attacked by a giant spider, raising a question on its origin. After Graham rejoins them after finding another in his house, he doesn't really find another, he finds a molted skin. So it molted, how you go around and you think you see a spider because you see something all, and then you realize it's just its skin. One of these spiders molted and it's out and about. After finding another's house, the group learned that McIntyre is investigating bizarre behavior patterns emerging in local spider ecosystems, after recently suspending experiments with spiders. The group soon learned that the pattern of spider abnormalities are linked to a luxury hotel complex that Yasmin's mother worked. She was fired, until being fired by its American owner, Robertson. Jack Robertson is supposed to be this American politician, and people would consider him to be very Trump-like. We'll get to that. Visiting the hotel, the group finds that the Robertson's bodyguard was recently attacked and taken away by one of these spiders. Investigating the spiders, capturing a live one for examination, the group learned that Robertson's hotel was built over a series of abandoned mine tunnels and that had been used as a dumping ground for industrial waste. McIntyre, learning that the company that had handled the disposal of her laboratory's waste, realizes that spiders were the offspring of a specimen used in an experiment, which was discarded on the belief that it was dead. So they were experimenting, I believe, with the silk, because as we all know, spiders produce silk, and enough of it, as Spider-Man clearly shows, it's very realistic with that enough of it, it's stronger than steel. It is stronger than any metal. So enough of it bunched together, it could bring down a plane if it wants to, and even the Doctor says that it could bring down a plane if it's enough of it together. So I think it would probably be about something about that thick could bring down something like a plane because of how strong and sturdy and just powerful web is. It's just, look it up. It's crazy how strong silk is and spider webs. That's why it's like when you try destroying a spider web, it just goes all over. It doesn't actually rip apart. Okay. The Doctor theorizes that the toxicity of the waste mutated specimen as a direct result. Using a panic room that Robertson built in the hotel, Ryan attracts the specimen's offspring into it with music so they can be killed humanely. The rest of the group then go confront the queen spider in the hotel's ballroom, because it's using this ballroom as like little place right then. It's normally underground, but it kind of got out and it's in the ballroom because it's the biggest room apparently. Finding it, the Doctor realizes it is dying after its huge size became too much for its body to handle. Basically, it was dying of suffocation. Too much detail to go into, but essentially, because it got so big and because the air in the room wasn't going to last forever, it was suffocating. And when they find it, it's like against the wall trying to get out, because if it got outside, it would be fine. You'd have more than enough air. But because of its huge size, that air in that room was disappearing real fast. So it was slowly suffocating. Okay, before it became too big for it to handle, before she can assure that it dies in a humane death, Robertson shoots it with his bodyguard's gun, killing it, much to her disgust. With the situation resolved, Ryan, Yasmin, and Graham contemplate returning to their normal lives. However, they decide seeing the universe would be preferable to what they must cope with, and off to travel with the Doctor and the TARDIS. Okay, so was the plot. Now, my thoughts about it. Pros and cons. Pros. Spiders. I mean, I don't fancy them, but I do actually kind of like them. And for some reason, the bigger they are, for me, the cuter they get, because they're hairy. And the eyes. Pincers. Sorry, Harry Potter. But for some reason, they actually kind of get cuter. I don't know why. Not like normal, like spiders with like stringy legs, but like tarantulas. For some reason, like Aragog in Harry Potter, I thought he was adorable. I mean, if I saw that and it talked, I wouldn't be afraid of it. Shelob from Lord of the Rings, not so much, but same thing. She's kind of like mutated looking, and she wasn't hairy. Like I said, they just kind of look like big dogs with 8 legs. But when you see the mother spider, I was like, tell them you know Hagrid. Tell them you know Hagrid. Everything will be okay. Sorry, my nose is running. Well, go catch it. But yeah, I love spiders in TV and stuff because they really do make things interesting, especially when you have a bunch of webs and baby spiders crawling around, and then you see the mother and how big it is. But oh my god, trying to do a review here. So that's a pro. I mean, you get to see Yasmin's family, which is, I guess, okay, because, you know, having these characters, you kind of want to know where they come from. So we know she has a sister, and we know she lives with her sister, her mom, and her dad. We get to meet her mom. But I mean, the pros I really can't think too much of, because it actually kind of, I mean, it was an okay, like I said, it was an okay episode. The cons, obviously, social commentary. Jack Robertson is an American politician who owns a chain of successful hotels. Sound like someone to you? Gee, almost like they're trying to bash Trump. Another man who is American, now a politician, the President of the United States, and owns a chain of successful hotels. Not to mention, they make this guy as much of a douchebag as possible. I wonder if it's bias against Trump or not. I mean, they even come out and say, you know, this guy's hated Trump for decades, and it's like, oh, don't say that name. So, but he's clearly supposed to be a Republican. You know, gun wielding, just a complete douchebag, and because apparently that's what Republicans are, just gun wielding racist douchebags. So that's a con. And it seems like most episodes they've had some kind of social commentary about things. Like I said, the whole, oh yeah, I'm black and I get stopped more than my white friends, and you know, they had a black president and blah, blah, blah. And this is why I'm going to do the pros and cons, because if it's gonna, I guarantee the next episode is going to be some kind of political, racial, or something commentary. Guaranteed. It's been like that in every episode so far. But so yeah, that's a con. Another con is, I mean, it wasn't interesting enough. I mean, it was a good episode, but it wasn't interesting. It was your typical experiment gets bigger because of toxic waste. I mean, an alien spider would have been better. You know, but it's like, oh, you evil man, you dumped waste here and it got bigger. We've never seen that before or anything. So definitely points deducted because of that. If it was a little more interesting on how these animals grew and became so big, that would be better. But it was just a typical got covered in toxic waste and they just grew. I mean, that happens with sea creature type things all the time in movies and stuff. I mean, isn't that what happened with Godzilla? Toxic waste and all that, and he just grew. And he's basically atomic now because he got covered and basically became this waste. The explanation was kind of lame, so obviously points deducted for that. The last part with them becoming, part of the team, they even make the name Team TARDIS. I'm sorry, I'm so tired of everything being a team. I mean, not everything needs to be a team. It seems like it started all the way back in what? I remember back when Twilight first came out, it was Team Jacob, Team Edward. I don't remember hearing any team type things before that apart from sports. But now it's like Team 10, Team this, Team that, Team Edward, Team TARDIS, Team left, Team right. Stop with the fucking teams, okay? Just be called the TARDIS gang. Or the Time Ruffians. Actually, that's a pretty good one. The Time Ruffians, or the Space Hooligans. Write that down. So that's obviously, that one's a little nitpick, but I'm just tired of hearing team this, team that, Team 10, Team TARDIS, Team, Edward, Team Twix. I'm surprised they didn't put hashtag Team TARDIS. And she said fam. She's like, okay, fam. Just no. I understand it's Doctor Who is somewhat for kids, but no. I'm not about that fam life. Fam. You dig? That's total jive. You're picking up what I'm putting down. I'm sorry. I'll stop. Rating, I'll give it like, I don't know, probably a 7.6. Like I said, it was a good episode, but the apparent bashing of Trump, we see that enough in fucking politics, and the news media and comedians and just regular life all the time. I don't need to see it in Doctor Who as well. And you can say, oh, well, they didn't really bash Trump. Yeah, they were. They made this guy a total friggin' douchebag. They made him a successful businessman who owns hotels and believes in guns and this and that, and it's just like Trump. They didn't come out and say he was like Trump, but it's pretty obvious what it was like, who he was supposed to be. Despite the fact that don't mention that name. He was supposed to be like a Trump character. And she also went with that whole, no, guns are evil, so I think that's going to be a running thing too. Every time someone pulls out a gun, no, you're not going to use it. Guns are bad. So, but yeah, 7.6. If the plot on how they grew was a bit more clever and well thought out, probably get a higher rating. But a toxic waste getting on these spiders and making them bigger, no, that's been done so many times before, so it loses points for originality. But what do you guys think? I would love to hear, what would you prefer? Would you like some alien spiders, since it is Doctor Who? Maybe like a symbiote type thing where it just enhances the spider and makes it grow almost like Venom, where it takes uses the spider as a host, but because whatever, it grows bigger. I don't know, something. What do you guys think? I'd like to hear what you guys say. So yeah, leave your comments below. Don't forget to comment, subscribe if you like it, and thumbs up, thumbs down. I don't care, either one, just shows activity. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.